Hi everyone, my name is Bethany and welcome to my craft room. I'm really happy to have you here crafting along with me because we're going to be making some really darling little frames today. They are so fun, quick and easy, and so festive for this holiday season. So this is the first one we're going to be making today. It is so cute and simple, so easy. This is going to be the easier of the two frames that we're going to be making today. So if you needed to make something in bulk, say for teacher gifts or coworker gifts or gifts for your neighbor, this is going to be a really great one. And our second one, we're going to grab a few additional supplies and we're going to be creating this really fun dimensional wreath. It turns out so pretty and I can't wait to show you how easy it is to create this. So like I said, these are perfect little ideas for gifts for others, especially for teachers, neighbors, and coworkers, or anybody in your life. And they're also really fun if you wanted to just simply decorate a tiered tray. So let's go ahead and slow down and craft. I'm going to show you each step in creating both of these frames, and I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, to get started, I was so very inspired by this beautiful collection by Simple Stories. It is beyond stunning and the color combinations are perfection. This is called the Mix and a Mingle collection, and I did purchase the Collector's Essential Kit because there are just so many fun additional embellishments that I really wanted to bring into my craft room. So let's go over what's in this kit. So we have the journal bits. There are a fun little variety of fun ways you can add it to a journal. That's so fun. I love that. 34 pieces in that. And then we have their page pieces. And look at the little lights. Isn't that so pretty? So fun. And again, the colors are just so fun. We have 14 pieces there. And then check out the stickers. How sweet are these? Such a fun variety. It just screams fun for Christmas. And I absolutely love bringing in a little bit of pale pink around Christmas time. So that is probably one of the reasons why I definitely fell in love with this collection. Such fun things. I really love the stamp set and this nice long sticker here. We have some additional greetings down here and sentiments. And then all of the fun little pictures on these stickers are just so fun. I absolutely love them. So I'm going to go ahead and set some of these to the side. I'm going to set the journal bits and our page pieces and stickers to the side because we're mainly going to be focusing on our chipboard plus some paper for our very first frame. For the chipboard stickers, there is such a cute little variety. I especially love this cute little snow globe. And then look at the couch. Isn't that so fun? I think it's just really pretty. Again, it's just really fun and fresh for Christmas time, and it definitely gets me inspired. So we are definitely going to be opening up the chipboard letters because for our first frame, I wanted it to be quick and simple. So I wanted you to be able to just pick some paper, pick a little chipboard piece, and be able to decorate fairly quickly. For our second frame, we're going to get a little bit more in depth and then bring out our die cutting machine. But for the first one, let's keep it quick and simple. So for the paper, look at this beautiful variety and the colors. They're just so pretty. We have so many fun things going on from plaids to holly. We have a little bit of snow and candy cane, and then we have even some presents and gifts. Everything is also double-sided, so I'll flip it over so you can see the additional variety that we have. And on the back, look at the additional things that we have to play with. This is so fun. I especially really like what's on the back of our candy cane piece. So we have our candy canes, which we will be using for our very first frame, but look at these beautiful little images on the back. Isn't that just so pretty? And the record player, oh my goodness, I love it. Then we have some navies. So we have a dark navy with some stars and everything is just so pretty. And we have some cut apart sentiments too. So these are really fun if you wanted to very quickly create a little card or a frame. You already pretty much have the decor done for you, but it's already there and you just have to cut it out. So I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and select some paper from this collection and we are going to go ahead and get started. So I'm really inspired by these two pieces of paper. I love the candy canes on that pink background, and then the stamps are just way too fun. And first, let's talk about the frame. So I found this frame at the Dollar Tree, and let me tell you, I bought my fair share because they are so cute and they are so fun to decorate for each and every season. So ignore the little happily ever after sentiment right on the front because we're simply going to peel this up, take this out and place some paper inside, and we're going to transform this into a really merry little piece of art. So let's go ahead and get started by trimming down our paper. If we take this out, we can definitely quickly get a measurement for how much paper we are going to need. So using my mat down here, I can quickly see that my base is about 5 by 5. So I want to go ahead and trim down my candy cane piece to 5 inches by 5 inches. So I have my first piece of paper in here. I will go ahead and trim that down. So I am going to do 5 inches by 5 inches for my biggest piece. And I'm actually going to take a little bit more off of each side just so that it fits nice and snug in there. So maybe just a tad. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply place this within my frame. Now you absolutely could glue this, or you could use tape runner to adhere it to the back. But honestly, once you get it in there, it's going to be nice and snug. So I'm actually just going to slip mine in there. Another reason is because if at the end of the holiday season, you wanted to take this little piece of paper out and then decorate for the next season, then you don't have it, permanently in there, which is really fun because you could still keep this little piece of decor, maybe put it in a baggie or something like that, and then just bring it out for the season that you're in. But look at the cute little candy canes. Aren't they sweet? I love how they look. And it just brought a very, very fresh and repurposed look to this little frame. Next, I'll take a piece of this 110-pound cardstock. I just have a little scrap piece that I'm going to use. And then also, I'm going to grab this beautiful paper with the stamps on it. And I'm going to trim both of these down real quickly, and then we are going to get everything assembled within our frames and start decorating. So the additional pieces that I have trimmed down measure in at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and that is in inches. And then my smallest piece is at 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So very nice. They're going to just nestle in very nice and have just a really pretty frame there. So let's go ahead and grab our adhesive. I am going to use a tape runner, but feel free to use any adhesive that you wish. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of adhesive to the back of my smallest piece. That way I can nestle it right on my nice white cardstock and create that nice framed look. Okay, that looks really good. And we'll get that really nice and even like this. Okay, now what I want to do is I really want to get a little bit of dimension on my little frame here. So for this next part, I'm going to bring in some foam tape, and I'm going to go ahead and place some foam tape on the back of my cardstock. Okay, I have my foam tape right on the back. I can go ahead and peel off that strip so that it reveals our sticky foam tape. And then we can place it right inside of our frame. And I love that little bit of dimension that we see by adding the foam tape. It's just so pretty. So there we go. And we have our base pretty much built. Now let's decorate it with some of those chipboard stickers. Again, so many fun things to choose from. The possibilities are truly endless, but I'm going to go ahead and choose this cute little bus with the tree on top, and I'm also going to snag this little peppermint. Now these are lined with adhesive, so I'm going to go ahead and just peel off the back, and I thought it would be really fun to bring a little bit of dimension to this bus by covering up the tiny peppermint with a little large one. And I just thought it would be so cute and just bring a little additional visual interest to this piece. I love how that looks. Now for this one, I'm not going to peel off the liner to reveal the sticky because instead I want to use some foam tape. Again, foam tape is just a wonderful way to add a little bit of fun dimension to a piece and bring it to life and just make it so dimensional. So I'm going to go ahead and just line this with a little bit of foam tape. That way we have a really fun look for our frame. Before I take the foam tape off of the back, I wanted to show you how many fun ways you could style this. So you could simply place your bus right in the middle, which was actually my first thought, but then I actually brought it down to the bottom right, and I had the Christmas tree kind of interacting with the little white frame, plus the wheels interacting with that little white frame below, and I just loved that. So that's what I'm going to choose to do, but go ahead and do whatever fits your style the best. So I'll go ahead and remove the little backers and we will place this right inside the frame. Okay, There we go. Again, I love how it kind of falls off and interacts with all of the other elements, especially this Christmas tree. It's actually even interacting with the very last panel that we have there, which is the pink candy cane layer, which I just love. And I really love how that looks. Okay, we could stop there, but it's so fun to add a little shine. So let's bring in a little sequins and just bring a little sparkle to this piece. I'm bringing in some of my favorite sequins from Spellbinders. I just love it, and I think it's so fun because it brings in a little bit of pink in this little holographic look that it has. So I'm going to go ahead and place some around here and see what I like, and then I'll glue them down. I love that there are a variety of sizes in these little sequins pieces, so I like to play around with the sizing and do a large, a medium, and then a small. And I think that that looks really, really fun. I'm going to play around with where they are placed though, and I think a little trio just like this would be very, very cute. And also I'm going to do a little trio down here as well because I think that that would just really bring it all together. So I love how this looks, so I'm going to go ahead and bring my glue in, and I will just make sure those are nice and snug on the paper, and we will be all done with our first frame. And there we are. I love that holographic look to those sequins. I think it's fun and playful and just so cheerful, which I think really pairs well with this beautiful paper collection. So as you can see, we use very little paper, and I wanted to mention that because if you have a lot of scrap paper laying around, this is the perfect project to bring out all of those little scrap pieces, browse your stash, and create something really beautiful and fun with it. So quick and easy for our first frame. Again, we just used elements from that little paper pack, but I'm going to go ahead and bring in some additional elements and supplies for our next frame, and I can't wait to show you my idea for how we're going to style the next cute little frame. Okay, so for our second frame, I went ahead and started it out the exact same way. Again, grabbing that nice pink candy cane paper, and I measured it out at approximately 5 inches by 5 inches and placed it snug in that frame. So we're starting out the exact same way, but we're going to take this frame in a completely different direction, and we're going to bring in some additional fun supplies. So I pulled some dies that I thought would be really fun for this frame. I have the Lawn Fawn window frame collection, and then I also have this spring sprig from Lawn Fawn, and then for my final one I have this Fa La La from scrapbook.com, and we're going to go ahead and do some die cutting and build a really pretty scene for this second frame. Okay, first up is our window frame. I am going to run this through on 110-pound cardstock, and I'm going to do so 5 times so that we can really create some dimension for this really pretty window frame. Next, I'm going to take this little wreath piece, and I am going to use these 2 pieces of paper from the collection. I just love them. Now, if you do choose a pattern paper for your wreath, it's a really good way of bringing some dimension and a lot of variety of color. So don't shy away from using pattern paper for this next part. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut 4 pieces out of this snowy backdrop, and then 4 additional pieces out of this holly berry one. And finally, for our Fa La La, I'm going to use this really pretty red. So I'm going to cut this out a total of 5 times. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to take 2 of these circle dies. I'm also going to take some 110-pound cardstock, and I'm going to place these dies right on here and create a donut. And this is just going to help give me a base to build my wreath on. Okay, setting my little wreath pieces to the side, I'm going to grab my little window frames. Again, I cut out 5 of them, and I am simply going to bring in my glue, and I'm going to glue all of them one on top of the other. This is a wonderful way to bring a lot of dimension to your piece, but also it's a great way to build some durability into your piece, because once you have 5 pieces glued one on top of the next, you essentially are creating some chipboard, and it's very, very durable and will help your project not only look very dimensional and fun, but last for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue one by one on top of one another. And because we're using liquid glue, we're given a little bit of room and time to wiggle it into place so that it lines up just so, and even too brings a lot of durability. So I'm going to go ahead and continue stacking these dies one on top of the next, and then we will move on to doing our fa la la. Okay, as I'm finishing up placing my last piece on there, I am given so much dimension and it just feels so nice and thick. So look at that beautiful thickness and dimension from stacking 5 of those together. Again, 110-pound cardstock, it's just beautiful. And there we go, we have our nice window frame. Let's move on to the fa la la. I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing. Again, I cut that out 5 times as well. And I'm going to go ahead and just stack those one on top of the next. So I'm going to go ahead and glue away, but as I'm gluing, I'm curious what your favorite holiday movie is. I love watching A Christmas Story each and every year. It's just one of my favorites. It's just so fun. And it's so nostalgic as well. So pop down into the comments, and as I am gluing away and stacking these cute little die cuts, let me know what your favorite holiday movie is too. Okay, there we go. We have our first one down, and just hover over, lay it down, and then again, that grace that is given with liquid glue is wonderful because we're given a little time to just shift and move it into place. So the alignment is perfect. Okay, I'm going to continue gluing and I'll see you in a second. And let's go ahead and move on to our wreath. Now, as you can see, these were cut out of that pattern paper, and just look at the very fun variety of tones and colors that you get when using pattern paper. I think that's just so fun. So this part is really easy. All you're going to do really is use this nice little donut template as your base, and I'm just simply going to put a little bit of glue at a time. And I'm going to go in A-B order. So I'm going to add my first bit down, and then I'm just going to glue about half of it. So I just glued to about there. And then I am going to turn this way, and I'm going to grab my glue and just keep gluing. So you're just going to keep rotating and placing your little pieces on there, layering them one on top of the other. And then again, don't glue those tips down right at the end. Focus more at the base because it will help at the end when we go to fluff our wreath, and that will look so nice and fun. And you can see as we go, the wreath just really begin to take shape. It's just so fun. And you can, of course, you could add and cut out even more pieces. I felt 4 and 4 was really good, but again, absolutely cut out as many as you wish if you wanted to even make it that much more full. Okay, so I have just about finished. I have one more piece left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to where I started. I'm just going to gently peel this up, place my glue behind that initial piece, and then I am just going to nestle in our final little piece. If you need to cut anything off, you certainly can. But there we go. We have our nice full little wreath. That's so fun. So I'm just going to give this just a moment to dry, and then we are going to place it on our window, get it all fluffed up, and then we're going to add a little shine. I went ahead and cut out one more little piece, and I'm just going to trim it down just a little bit because I felt like I had just a little bit of a thin area here. So always step back, take a look at your piece and see if you need to add or take away anything. To me, I felt a little thin right here. So I'm just going to add one more, and I think it just gives it the fullness that it needs. And I really like that look. Okay, bringing in our final frame, we are going to take our window frame first, and we are going to place some liquid glue right on the back, being mindful to also get on the little middle parts there, just so that we have a nice connection. There we go. And then we're going to simply take our time, center the best that we can, and place it right in there. Again, a little time to nudge it around as needed. And once you're happy with the placement, you can press it down. Now the next thing I want to do is I really want to add my little fa la la down at the bottom here. I think that's going to be so fun and cute. And then of course my beautiful wreath is going to be right in the middle of my window. Not necessarily right in the middle, it might be a little higher just because I have my fa la la down here, but I really like this look just like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my sentiment down first. So I'm gonna add some glue, and once I set it down there, it can give me an idea of where I want to place my glue. So a little bit more at the bottom of the letters is where it's going to come in contact with my window frame. So let me start gluing there. Okay, once I have my glue, I can go ahead and place that on my window frame just like so. Okay, and I think that looks really nice. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit, just so that we can take advantage of this nice contrast of the white and the red, and then make sure that's centered. That looks great. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and press that down. Very nice. Okay, now the final part is adding our wreath, and I'm simply going to place it where I'd like it to go. And I think that looks great. And being mindful, I'm going to kind of take a little mental picture of where that is. That way I know where to place my glue. So bringing that right back up, I'm going to add a little bit of glue here, 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 and here. Okay, I'll place my wreath and glue that down. I love the overlap with the sentiment as well. I think that's really, really fun. I think it just gives a nice layering look. So I'm just gonna let that sit for just a moment. Then we're gonna fluff up this wreath and give it a little bit of shine. Now that that's nice and glued down, I'm simply going to take my little pieces and I am going to kind of pull them gently, of course, but I'm just going to give them a little bit of movement. And that is really, really important here because then it's just going to make it so dimensional. So this is why we didn't want to glue down. Actually, I have one piece that's kind of sticking, but I can grab it. We didn't want to glue those all the way down because we want to be able to fluff them up and really get them moving and fun. How pretty is that? I just love it. Okay, let me get some shine, and I think we are just about done. Bringing in the same sequins, but I'm actually going to focus on the smallest, and I am just going to thoughtfully place some all around my wreath. So I'm just going to find little areas of my wreath that I want to shine, being kind of methodical about maybe going in and out, and I'm going to take the smallest of sequins and just place those right on my wreath. I think it's going to be so pretty. For me, I think using this color kind of makes it look nice and snowy, and I just loved this look. I also thought that after I made this, that variation in color, it kind of made me think of those snowy Christmas trees that are so popular. They call them flocked Christmas trees, and I really think this looks very similar. So I really love those patterned papers and how it can just really bring some variety and fun dimension in tones for this pretty wreath. Okay, I'll keep adding my sequins to just bring a little shine to this piece, and we will button this up. Okay, there we go. I added some really fun pops of shine to our fun wreath, and I think that it looks so fun. I love that it brings just a little bit of sparkle to the piece, and I just love the way that it turned out. So there are our two frames. I just love how they turned out. Each one just shines in its own way. The first one was very quick, kind of one of those grab your supplies and go types of crafts. Really, really fun if you need to get a quick gift ready or a quick piece of decor done. But also we have a thoughtfully longer craft, which I do appreciate from time to time. It's nice to pour a cup of hot chocolate and put on a favorite holiday movie and just craft away. And speaking of your favorite holiday movie, don't forget to hop down into the comments and let me know which one is your favorite. I really hope you enjoyed crafting along with me today. I really enjoyed putting this together for you, and I can't wait to hear what you think in the comments below. Have a wonderful holiday season, and thanks so much for watching.